05 especially, you had retards joining, and then like the recruiters weren't.
Nobody was picky, man. They needed troops,
and they were letting anyone in. We had Looney, and his last name was Looney. He had these huge lips. He'd pee himself every night. Like, he sat across from me in the chow hall, and I just start hearing water leaking. And I look, and he pissed himself. He's like, "I'll pee myself again." And then they dismissed him. And I remember drill.
He did that on purpose.
No, dude. No, that's what. No. Like, Looney just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then when we go to the qual range, he shoots expert. And then drill sergeant was like, "Looney's dangerous. Okay, Looney, you can eat cake today. Looney's dangerous." And he graduated, still peed himself, still did this. We also had, I do not remember his name, my favorite private basic training story, because we did monkey bars. We were doing the obstacle course. This dude is like a 6'1" farmer fat kid. He gets.
I don't think you can call him that anymore. I might have just said something inappropriate. Welcome back to the show.
He's crossing. He gets halfway across. Monkey bars. How high are they in basic training?
8 feet.
Yeah, you're
You got to take a good step up, with your arms dangling. You're still a foot or two above the ground, 8-9 feet.
He makes it halfway through, looks down. It registers. He's too high for himself. He starts screaming that he's going to die. So he's like, "Drill sergeant, help me! Drill sergeant!" We're all standing like, huh, what is going on? Drill sergeant's like, "Just drop, private. What the the problem?" He's like, "Drill sergeant, man, just sleeping! Drill sergeant!" Dude, he thinks he's going to die. I've never seen a fear of heights before, so I had no idea. He, like, white gripping, and he is screaming for that 60 seconds, 90 seconds that his grip remains. And then it happens. Like something like this. For the, no. Like, it's upright. Looks at everyone, all the private. We're all just like, dude. And then drill sergeants are dying laughing at him. They're like, "Private, we told you just to fall the entire time. What the was that?" So I would fear heights, drill sergeant. How'd you make it halfway through? I looked down, drill sergeant.
Private's 9 feet,
dude, and he's 6'1". So it was, dude. Exactly. It was like a foot off the ground.
I feel like this guy was a plant. It was a drill sergeant the entire time, and just did this to like make you guys.
Dude, we were dying laughing, and he was just. We had him. We had two people. We had so many people that got kicked out during basic. It was just privates at that time in 2005. They were just like letting anyone in, and then
it was like, let basic training sort them out. You want to go in, but we're gonna let basic training sort you out, and that was great. That's the way it should be. It's not that way anymore. Nope. But hopefully it changes. Hashtag Pete Hegseth.
What was one of your worst like military privates that you experienced as old drill sergeant high? Or big angry cops?
Man, like only one stands out. Like I've had some. I had a crazy one that was insane, and he got booted out after like 5 or 6 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. He had everybody scared. He was like this little runt of a person, but he like would lie and tell people that he knew judo and could beat everybody up. And he was full of shit, and he got kicked out because he was a psycho. But it's like the sad guys that are like weird. I kind of like, I like them. And I had one guy that was like kind of weird and got picked on because he wasn't strong. And like the first couple of weeks of basic training, if you're strong, you survive, and you immediately get that amount of respect, right? Yeah. But then what happens is that strength covers up your inadequacies. Those get exposed later on. You're not smart enough. You're not keeping up with things. You don't listen, and you're getting everybody in trouble. And then the rest of the group catches on. It's not just strength. It's a lot of other things that make you a good soldier, right?
And then teamwork.
Right? So there was, God, his name wasn't Brody. His private friend. He's one of my favorite privates ever, and I love him. And he motivated the shit out of me. And that's because he was a goofy kid with glasses and like scrawny and couldn't do push-ups and shit well, but he gave 110%. I mean, like he physically would not be able to do a push-up because he was just not that strong. But he would go to failure and keep trying and would go and wouldn't bitch. And I was like, well, I love this kid. And so we had strong kids that were, you know, they didn't need to do as many push-ups and they were fine, you know, during like the smoke sessions or the corrective action. And one day I was like yelling at the group, or I was talking sternly to him and some other privates about like, you need to give it your all. You're all being pieces of shit. You need to do better. You need to try. And I could tell that it really hit him. Like he had that look on his face where he's like, everything I do that I try, I'm not good enough, right? There was no positive reinforcement, even though I saw him trying all the time. Yeah. So he gets down and says something like, you know, it's my fault, Rosario. I'm just not good enough. And I was like, get over here, private friend. Get over here right now. Get over here with the battle buddy. And I had a nice heart to heart. It was only like 15, 20 seconds. And I basically said like, you're not the problem. I would take 1,000,000 of you because you try. You go to failure. You don't stop. You don't bitch. You motivate the shit out of me. I go, it's these other people that think that they've got it covered and they don't. They're shitty leaders. They're not team players, right? That's the roundabout thing. And he's just like, he gets like a little bit motivated. And I go, if I ever ask for you, if I ever ask for where my friend is, you're going to say I'm right here. Do you got me? He's like, yes, Drill Sergeant. I go, if I ask where my friend is, you're going to say I'm right here, Drill Sergeant. You understand me? Yes, Drill Sergeant. Go away. Goes away. Right? That's my favorite thing. Is like, go away. It goes away. Next day, it's a new morning. He's had some sleep. And I find reasons to like call, just be like, what? And I freak out. It's one of my favorite stories to tell. I get out there, I'm like, I'm so mad. Where's my friend? Where's my friend? Where is he? And you're like, Drill Sergeant, I'm your friend, Drill Sergeant. Where is he? Where's my friend? I'm your friend, Drill Sergeant. Yes. Oh, yes, you private friend. Yes, you. Oh, you are my friend. You are my friend. Thank you, private friend. And like whenever, and I would do that, and it started to motivate the shit out of him, and it made people rally around him because people then realized that he was the motivator. And if shit like morale started going down, you know, I would let that moment end, and then a couple minutes later on, 10, 20, 30 minutes, you know, let them soak up in the sadness a little bit. Then I would be like, everybody's so sad, and it's making me feel like I'm alone. Where's my friend? And, you know, and they're like, Drill Sergeant, I'm your friend. Where are you? Where are you, private friend? Drill Sergeant, I'm your friend. I'm like, there he is. And eventually, like, they all rallied around him. And he's one of my favorite privates. But I'll end this story with a private that couldn't stand.
He was like Captain America. It's before he got...
Bro, in the nicest way possible, he started off as the runt of the litter, like Captain America. You know, small, scrawny, couldn't do push-ups, but like that mindset.
So far in life,
I'd have taken a platoon of him over any hard ass. Because I could make him into a hard ass. And I don't need him to beat a hard ass one-on-one. Because if I got 20 of him, they'll swarm the shit out of whatever platoon's attacking them, and they'll be ravenous. You can have your like 5 or 10 hardcores that are amazing, and then your 15 dudes that are like filling in the space, you know, they're doing good, they're solid, and I'll take 20 of my friends. Give me my 20 private friends, and I'll make them the shit. And those 20 private friends will scare the shit out of those 5 jocks and 15 retards every day.